first and foremost, I don't even believe I had the opportunity to say this in this, welcome back to the channel, number one, because I don't know if I've already said that. So if you're new to the channel, you guys make sure you subscribe and for y'all who are regular patrons, y'all make sure y'all smash the like button. But the one thing that's really I don't get, and you guys tell me how you feel about this, but this whole comment about from Turkey Al-Sheet talking about he would love to see Terence Crawford in the ring with David Benavidez. Okay, so that's very interesting to me, for a number of reasons, and I need to break this down into several different pieces because I'm really trying to think about how this could possibly work. But let me start from the beginning. When Bomac was interviewed right before the fight, he mentioned right after the fight they were going to, take some time off and then get back in the lab. That was interesting to me, and I'll probably do a video on it at some point because, it suggested that he wasn't retiring. And then Bomac did another video that says something similar. Turkey Al-Sheet, when he went to go visit Crawford, mentioned that you can't retire. And now Turkey is saying that he would like to see him in the ring with David Benavidez. Crawford last night dismissed Jerron Boots Ennis as a potential opponent. So here are my thoughts on this. Number one, I think Terence Crawford should go ahead and retire. And I know there were people yesterday that was on talking about Terence Crawford had the ability to beat Bivol. Terence Crawford has the ability to beat David Benavidez. I do not believe that that is true. I believe that Terence Crawford's team, or the team literally said before the fight that they picked Canelo Alvarez for a reason. So I do not believe that they believe that they can beat those fighters, and therefore they won't put him in the ring. Crawford dismissed Jerron Ennis. I'm going to be honest with you. Jerron Ennis, in my opinion, would make more sense than anybody else because I don't think there's really any kind of gimmick fight. And I don't want to, I don't want to necessarily call it a gimmick. But the reason why I'm using that term is because there's nobody that's going to be relatively close to Crawford's size in terms of height and reach like Canelo was at that weight class. So outside of that, I would say Jerron Ennis would make sense at maybe like 160. That would be a great fight. But I don't believe Terence Crawford is going to take a fight like that. And well, you never know because Turkey might come and offer tons and tons of money. And we'll get to that. But honestly, there's a reason why Terence Crawford and his team have dismissed Boots. I'm not saying that they're afraid of Boots because they're not. And if he were to get into the ring with Boots, I would pick Crawford to win. I'm not saying that. But you got a young, athletic fighter that you have to get into the ring with. And there are some natural advantages that maybe you won't have with a guy that young and that fast. So I just don't think they will go down that path because it's not worth it. I don't think they'll go down the path of Benavidez unless there's a ton of money on the table because it just doesn't make sense. Crawford, to the point that Shelton Moore made yesterday, and I'm sure he's going to jump on here, the only thing Crawford hasn't done is loss or take a loss. So why even go down that path if you don't have to? I'm not fighting David Benavidez, and from Terence Crawford, there's no benefit to that. I'm not fighting Jerron Boots Ennis. There's no benefit to that. Unless you pay me $75 million. You pay me $75 million, I get into the ring with both of them. But I'm not getting into the ring with no Jerron Boots Ennis, who is, about 10 years, 9 or 10 years, Terence Crawford's junior. I'm not doing that. There is no reason for me to do that. And there's no reason for anybody to really call for Terence Crawford to do that, including Turkey Al-Sheet. So my opinion is Terence Crawford should avoid those fights and not let anybody talk him into those fights. What I would like to see from Terence, retire. Just retire, man. Just head off into the sunset. 3 times undisputed. an absolutely amazing accomplishment. And this accomplishment to me, even though technically it's a bit of a shortcut because you got him. And this is why I said nobody else will ever become 3-time undisputed. Because becoming 3-time undisputed the way that Terence Crawford got there, it takes a lot of luck. It takes some luck. And the reason why I say it takes some luck is had Canelo had the cojones to fight Benavidez, he would have never been undisputed. So it takes a lot of skill, but also incredible timing for all of that to come together for you to be 3-time undisputed. So he is solidified in the record books. There's nothing else that he's going to be able to accomplish. He will not become undisputed in the 4th weight class because there's no shortcut there, right? There's nobody that has all the titles already consolidated. So that's just not going to happen. So it's time to move on, retire, drop those belts, retire, go off into the sunset, enjoy your accomplishments. Terence Crawford, in my mind, is a GOAT of this era. He is not in my top 5 still. I don't care what you guys say you can get, but he is now in my top 10 for sure. He's in my top 10. I had people get mad at me because my top 10 didn't include Terence Crawford. I mean, my top 5 didn't include Terence Crawford. I got Ali in my top 5. I got Ray Robinson in my top 5. I got Floyd Mayweather in my top 5. I got Sugar Ray Leonard in my top 5. You know what I'm saying? And there's a number of other fighters that I would put above Terence Crawford just because of not just the accomplishments, but it's very important about who you did it against. And I think he got, with Canelo on his resume, I think he got a fantastic resume now. But he's not in my top 5. But he is in my top 10. Great, great, great fighter. And let's just move on. It's just that simple as far as I'm concerned. It's time to move on and do something else with your career. And or just, you got other things you can do, businesses you can start, children that you're gonna raise, and money that you can keep turning into more and more generational wealth for your family. Nothing else to do there as far as I'm concerned. So we'll see what's next for Canelo. As far as I'm concerned, Canelo needs to hang him up as well. In my opinion, Canelo is going to get put in a pine box by anybody else he fights. Canelo's made a lot of money. He should also just go and hang him up. There's nothing wrong with that. Go hang him up and be done with the sport. So those are just my thoughts on that particular situation. No Benavidez, no boots, none of that. Just go ahead and retire. That's the way that I see it.